Listen, I know I'm late. You ain't seen last week's, but guess what? I'm gonna upload last week right after this week, okay? I am your girl, Talisa Rae. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? We are reviewing Claws, season number 3, episode number 7, Chicken Pussy. I mean, these names they come up with, I can't get with. First off, I decided to put on my Desna-esque attire. It's not a jumpsuit, it is a dress. It is, you know, the same kind of clownish look. Black and white or whatever. And this is the only dark hair that I had, and I'm transitioning. That's neither here nor there because you've been waiting. Hopefully you've been waiting. Hopefully you've come back. Don't be mad at me too long. So when we open up the episode, we have a fantasy sequence with the incomparable Iyanla Vanzant of Iyanla Vanzant Fix My Life. And she is there to fix the lives of Desna and Eminem. Okay? Because guess what? I mean, y'all saw it the last episode. They adopted Dean. Dean is their child now through some weird ass birth ritual that they did in the honey lounge, child, in episode 6, but we'll talk about that. And so now that is their adoptive son. He is now a Lovejoy. No, that's not the last name. Lovejoy is somebody else. And then we actually hear more about the Macau triad, okay? So we knew that the triad was somebody. We just didn't know who in the fuck they was, right? They are the Chinese mob. They had to bring us back some kind of Russian mafia, Russian mob, Haitian mafia. They had to run us back to some kind of connection with the mob because they are, right, affiliated with the criminals and got their hand in all the pot and shit that old Desna. You know, since Desna's decided, you know, I'm gonna get myself back into this casino business, she told her girls, you know what, I want y'all to stay out of it. Keep it clean. Just be my rides, not my ride or dies. I've gotten us into this. I need to get actually Dean out of this. So yeah, y'all only ride with me. I want to protect y'all, which I thought was pretty smart, but we know that that doesn't always turn out so well, right? So Polly, you know, just can't, who really seems to be her ride or die versus Quiet Ann. I don't know which one of you guys has said that before, but it's true. So Polly went back to the office and was like, I need to talk to you, and she don't want to be bothered with Polly because she said, I can't trust you, Polly. And I'm all like, is that fair? That's not fair to say you can't trust Polly. Polly has been there for you. If anything, they should be saying, I can't trust you, Desna, because you've turned your back on us on several occasions. So think about that. So I want to know, do you think it's fair that she tells Polly she can't trust her? But Polly goes on to tell her, I never turn my back on you. You are my girls. I never over a dick. I will never betray you over some dick. But let me help you. Let me get in the inside track with Joe and figure out what the hell is going on. You can trust me. Then we see Quiet Ann and Arlene go and see the baby on the ultrasound for the first time. And because Quiet Ann is old as shit, right? Over 40, right? At least that's what I'm thinking. She's concerned. The baby doesn't have a heartbeat, like something's going on with the baby, but the baby is fine. We see the picture of the baby, and I wonder, is she really pregnant or is that just fake? Like, did they write that in for her because she was pregnant? What do y'all think? I should have looked it up. It's fake. I hadn't heard no news about it. I ain't seen her with no pregnant belly or nothing, but have I really been looking? Anyway, well, Desna, you know, she's desperate now. Her brother's adopted by the weirdos, and she goes and she visits him at the casino. Now listen, I'm looking at Desna like, you're gonna have, I understand this is your brother and I know he's always all you had, but you're gonna have to let him go. I also realized that she's not protecting him. She is not, well, she is protecting him, but it's really more so because she needs him. It's always been the two of them. And it was, for me, a realization when she talked about how Dean was going to be adopted by a family that had too many kids and they couldn't really properly care for him. And so she set the kitchen on fire and blamed Dean. Like, I would have been Dean, like, I was taking it back. Like, first off, you lied and said, I'm an arsonist. then I'm a fire starter. Secondly, my chances of having a family are ruined because of you and your selfish behavior. So I think he was right in calling her selfish in that instant. If you don't agree with me, let me know down below in the comments. But then we get over to Eminem, and we see them talk about how they want Dean to win the tournament, the Mahjong tournament. See, so here is where we start to realize exactly what their motive is. Not realize, but this is when they tell us. And that they are going to take his winnings, they're going to kill him, and they're going to leave. So, though Dean doesn't understand it, can't figure it out right now, just feels like Desna is just using him, or not using him, but holding him back, right? Golden bird in a cage. That I feel like eventually, soon enough, he's going to realize that they aren't for him. Desna's desperate. So she enlists Roller to kind of be part of the hunting grounds, the nightclub. You know, since she's the owner now and everything. So I want you, you know, now I'm the owner, so I want you to be over hunting grounds. And Eminem are not for it, specifically Melba. But it's more so that Roller could get close to Dean and try and get her back in Dean's good graces, more so than keeping an eye on Eminem. Because she asked him, promise me you won't kill them. Because of course he got a beef. And I want to say, these last two episodes, I like how they kept his face all scarred up. That made it realistic for me. So I'm glad that they kept that. And I'm glad that they stayed consistent with it. Because I'm not looking at them like, y'all dumb. Like, what happened? How come he got a, you know, how come his face is all healed up already? It was just, you know, a week ago or whatever that he had the issue, that he had gotten beat up the way he did. So I really like that they are staying consistent with that. Let's keep pushing. Okay, so when Polly goes to see Joe and, you know, tries to ease her way back in with him, I got a little scared for her. Like, what are you doing here? You know, like, I got nervous. But then the two of them seemed to have worked it out. But I honestly was like, oh, he crazy. Polly, maybe you shouldn't have put yourself back in this situation. Even though we see that Polly really loves him, like really got a thing for him. Like, yeah. So we see Virginia in the salon, in the nail salon, and she's talking to Jennifer about what she's going to wear out with Eric, because she wants to go out with Eric. And, you know, Jen's like, it don't matter, it ain't going to stay on too long. So it really feels like Jen has moved on from that last episode of her jealous rage, right? Her jealousy. Maybe it wasn't rage, but it was definitely jealousy. Bryce comes in super excited. I'm actually excited for Bryce at this point, because he's all like, I have a publisher that wants to talk to me about a book deal, babe. I'm excited. It's real. I thought that the wave was ebooks, but maybe it is hard copy books, because we're going to be in the money. So I'm actually at this particular point excited for them, but also feeling like, oh, you know, Bryce a little slow sometime to me. I don't be thinking he be having all his marbles and all his ducks in a row. I hope that fan ain't bothering y'all. It's hot as hell in my house, and I don't have central air. So I hope that little background noise isn't too much. Then we see Roller enlist Dean for his assistance with, like, updating the nightclub. Dean, who's smart, he was like, I don't like noise, I don't like to be touched, I don't like people, so I'm not the right person really to help you. But Roller is smart enough to let him think it through himself. And Dean was like, oh, well, maybe Polly's boys can come and perform for opening night, or maybe Polly's boys can come and perform. And he said tomorrow. He was like, well, I got this Mahjong tournament. Again, Roller, who is street smart and is really quick on his feet, quick on his, you know, on his toes, like thinks quickly. He's all like, well, dancing you loved, it'll help release some endorphins and you'll be better at the game. Now, I've always thought Roller was pretty intelligent. You know, to be a street guy, you gotta have some wits about you. At least you should have some wits about you. If you watch my Snowfall reviews, you'll see that some of them people ain't always got their wits about them. So those two twins that come in with the cash, the set of twins that are like Mormon twins that are coming in with the governor's money, look creepy as fuck to me. Like, I was like, Where'd they find them? If that's what they look like in real life, they creepy as fuck. Like, they scary, just looking like them are the kind of twins that be in horror movies, that be in your nightmares. Like, I don't like scary stuff. So they bring her 2 bags of money so that she can launder it, because now she's responsible for it, right? But she doesn't know how to launder that kind of money and through the casino. All she knows is her little nail shop and what she does with the nail shop and what she used to do with the clinic. So she goes and she enlists Melba's help, and Melba is like gloating, like, yes, let me soak in all this right now because you absolutely need me. And Desmond brings her back to reality, like, listen, back to life, back to reality. Listen, girl, if you don't help me do this, we all gonna be dead. We all gonna die. So snap out of it. Come on. We need some help. And Melba shows her how they actually launder the money through a school teacher that is an old woman, or is she a retired school teacher, I believe, and that she actually plays. They allow her to win. She cashes in her chips, and it is a cycle until the money is actually cleaned. Booyah. Then we see Quiet Ann and Arlene meet with Henry, that is Quiet Ann's brother, and he begins to voice concerns about Governor Patel outing him, saying that, hey, I'm afraid I may have to back out of the race because he's going to out me and say I have a boyfriend. And Quiet Ann opens her fucking mouth, and she's all like, not if you had something on him, like how he launders money or whatever it was enough for him to continue to probe and ask her for some more. And like, you can't give me this tidbit and not tell me more. Her bad. At that point, I was like, this is a bad idea. You should not be sharing that. You already know that the Macau mob is affiliated with the casino. You also already know that they can't know about the governor's laundering of money. And so in this point, in my notes right here, I say, oh, she in for it. This is about to be a bunch of mess, is what I say. Well, we see Polly at the casino in the lounge with Polly's boys, and she's in full character. They are rehearsing, and Joe walks up, and Joe exhibits his little bit of jealousy over Dean because he can't understand how Eminem decided to adopt him, Dean, and not Joe. As far as Joe's concerned, he's like, I've been around the longest. I should be the one that's getting adopted. Like, they've had me since they were a child. So he doesn't really know what the motive is behind adopting Dean. All he knows is everybody's attention is on Dean, including Polly's, and I'm fed up with it. Which scares me a little bit. Like, is he going to try and do something to Dean? Like, what's up with that? Like, I really was like, oh God, he's so jealous and so crazy. Is he about to do something to Dean? Dean will kill him first because he didn't got to taste the blood. We know that already. So we go, Bryce and Jen, they go and see the new publisher. And something about the office and everything seems shady. It doesn't feel right. It feels scamish. But I had that all wrong, didn't I, y'all? But I was like, something just don't feel right. At least my intuition knew it wasn't right and that they shouldn't have been in that office. I'm going to say that. They did give them an advance of $25,000, which would have changed their lives drastically, considering it was a, what is it called? An advancement. Would have changed their lives drastically. At least been able to, you know, be on the up and up. She could have got her Cadillac Escalade truck. Anyway, we go back to the nightclub and we see Dean perform, and the boys, Polly's boys, do really, really well, as we know that they would be. At first they were a little rusty, but they had practiced. And afterwards, Dean goes over and has a drink with Roller and overwalks Desna, and Dean's like, what the fuck you want? Like, I don't want to talk about that. But I don't even think he vocalizes it. But nonetheless, Desna just goes ahead and says how great of a job he had done, how proud she was of him. And I think that eased him quite a bit. And he was happy. Oh, yeah, I seen you do that rollback. Like, that was a way in for her, back into his heart. Okay, right here, shit gets real interesting because we are at the governor debate with Governor Patel and fucking Henry. And Patel is like, definitely outing him. Definitely like, is there something you want to tell us about same-sex? Because he's dead against same-sex marriage. It goes against my values and my belief system. And Henry's all like, yes, my sister is engaged and she's a lesbian and I support that, X, Y, and Z. And Patel's all like, is that it? Are you sure? Is there anything else you don't want to talk about your boyfriend? And Henry, instead of just owning up and having accountability, like, yeah, I like men because you might do better, he decides to say, I'll say something the moment you let everybody know about your money laundering scheme through the prison, about your bribes that you're taking. And I'm all like, oh yeah, everybody's dead. Everybody's dead. Like, I wasn't really expecting it to come out that way, but when it did, I was like, oh yeah, everybody is dead. Everybody. The Macau, they already said the Macau mob is not to be played with anywhere in the States. Everybody knows that the Macau mob is not to be fucked with. So she might have left that out, but even if she didn't, that is a reaction that most people would have. I'm gonna cover my own ass. He didn't think about his sister. It was more, I'm gonna cover me. I don't want to be outed. I'm gonna shift it from me to you, because as a governor, bribing and money laundering is a bigger deal than me being gay. Would y'all agree? I mean, people, it's all about every man for himself. It's the truth. Now, while this is happening, you've got Ann in the nail salon watching the debate on YouTube, and you've got Desna in the casino turning up the volume, watching it in the casino, and I believe she's with Roller at the time. In my mind, I can't remember. And they're both shocked and in awe. Okay? Desna enlists Polly to try and figure out where the fuck Eminem is, because she's with Joe and nobody knows where Eminem is, and on top of that, she can't find Polly. She is on her way to the nail shop. She is calling her. She is frantic about it because my friend is in trouble. And so with that being said, she's still not answering, and she finally arrives at the nail shop, and Quiet Ann is in the back hiding. Okay, hiding because as tough as she wants to be, she's scared. She got that baby in her stomach and she is super scared about what could possibly happen, because her brother spilled the beans about Governor Patel and his money laundering through the casino. Fuck the bribes. It's the money laundering through the casino that's gonna get them killed by the Macaws. Well, when they get in the car, she tells her, get your ass in the car. For your name to be Quiet Ann, you sure ain't quiet. You sure talk too much. They always beefing. And when they get in the car, they go at it. She talks about how Quiet Ann talks too much, and she said, well, look who's talking. Reva, Ruval, like, hello somebody. So they kind of go in tit for tat, and then Melba calls her, and well, they call her on speaker, and they say, where's your friend? It was just spilled on the news, and if we don't kill her, they're gonna kill us. And so her loyalty lies with her friends, and she says, I don't know, and she takes Ann to a rundown motel. And Ann thanks her for that. Like, Quiet Ann, do you really think that she would have betrayed you? She really is the boss. She's the boss bitch. Her loyalty is unwavering, unlike you, unlike Polly. So during this time, Polly is asking Joe, where is Eminem? And he doesn't know, but he says something about not being appreciated, something about a darkness inside of him, and she's all like, I've got that darkness too, and it scares me, and because when I'm with you, I'm comfortable, it feels right. The darkness wants to live out loud is pretty much how I interpreted it. And I was just like, oh, it's too much. Polly, what you finna do? Who you finna kill? What you finna, are you gonna change him, or is he gonna change you? What is it? Which one is it, y'all? I'm hoping Polly changes him. Meanwhile, I couldn't figure out why they inserted this, but we see Ken coming out of rock bottom, and one of the meth heads, or opiate heads, or pill heads, or whatever she is like, just give me a little bit. I just need a little edge off. And he's all like, nope, it's on the up and up. When you come in tomorrow, they can give you something to counter that whole shaky drug needing feeling that you having. In addition, that's not what we doing no more. So we know that Clay and Brenda are fucking, right? And Brenda, rightfully so, is concerned about Toby and how he would feel about their relationship. And you know, Clay just kind of brushes it off and is like, I'll deal with it. You know, if you're gonna keep needling, if you're gonna keep threading my needle, we're gonna have to tell him. And he said, well, I will. Well, baby, Toby knows already. Toby is like a bitch. His intuition is coming through, and he calls him on that shit. I know what you've been up to. You've been fucking Brenda, right? Not only that, I'm a 26-year-old sugar baby, and you have not been providing me with the attention that I deserve, that I need, that has been required. And Clay is like, you know, why don't you become Brenda? What the fuck? You were okay with Wanda, and Toby made it plain. Listen, both you and Wanda chose me. Both of you. Clay, you're only choosing me. It's not Brenda. Brenda's coming in, and so right now I'm giving you an ultimatum. It's either her or it's me. Now listen, if he chooses Brenda, you know that's going to be a mess, right? That's some more mess that's going to happen, right? I don't know. Is Toby going to be so distraught he going to kill himself? Or is Toby going to be so distraught he going to tell that he was the one trying to kill Desna on Clay's order, even though that's not what really happened? Y'all, what you think? How that's going to play out? When they said that they both chose Toby, I thought that's a polyamorous relationship. More than two people. A triple, right? We both chose you. So we both love you. We both accept you. So Virginia is at dinner with Eric at the spaghetti place. And she asks pertinent questions like, what made you think of this restaurant? Me and Jen used to go when she was pregnant. She liked those breadsticks. And then everything became Jen, and Jen. And at that point, Virginia was like, oh, you miss her. You're still stuck on her. What am I doing here? What's really happening? And at that precise moment, Bryce and Jennifer walk in, because that is where the book signing is going to be. The book signing is going to be. And she comes in straight for the bread. Jen asks, hey, what's up with, how's this going? They both say fine. Where Jen looks like she's healed from whatever that was she had just gone through, Eric still wants her. EJ still wants her. EJ misses her. Remember, that was what he knew when before he went to prison, them old 10 years ago, or however old Brienne is. I kind of did some stuff out of sequence, but it's fine. We see Joe and Polly. Eminem said to Desna, we are looking for Quiet Ann. You're looking for, so are we. And we're gonna find her. So when we see Polly and Joe is like, oh, I've got a job. I've got to kill your friend. And I mean, and when I say he was so nonchalant about it, like, scared me again. Polly, you know, has some kind of magical hold over him, because she was able to talk him down. No, Joe, no, because of course that's the one thing that she didn't like about him, how he was a killer. But what she did was leverage the fact that they have been using him and that they didn't appreciate him. And so then she was like, I'll occupy your time. And she went on down and gave him a good old nasty sloppy blowjob. At least that's what I say she did. Because honey, a regular old simple blowjob ain't gonna hold him. It had to be nasty, okay? Sloppy, nasty blowjob and some good old magical pussy in order for him to just forget about what his job was to do. Because honestly, though he's loyal to them, though he's upset with them, he is loyal to Eminem. We go into Bryce's reading of Get It, and they are loving it, eating it up. Again, I'm still looking like, this just don't feel right. Who are these people? Why do they look like this? You know what I mean? They look like they were getting paid to be there to me, or out of place. But what I did know was that it was uncomfortable. It didn't feel right. And as such, one of the white men in the crowd, you know, says, I'm so grateful that you have a book like this promoting positive white, I don't know, shit. I don't know, whatever it was, but he Longer story short, they are a bunch of nationalists, aka racists, okay? And both Jen and Bryce are taken aback by that. Like, what the fuck you mean? Oh no, that's not who we are. All of our friends are black, and you've got Virginia and Eric in the background yelling, and co-workers, okay? And it shocks everybody. The publisher tries to grab Bryce and walk him out, and he's yelling Jen, and I'm all like, oh, okay, so Jen's the protector in this relationship, but we knew that already. And so as Jen is walking up, the publisher accidentally hits her in the eye when he turns around, and he's like, oh no, I'm sorry, Jen. In the back you see Eric, who still has a thing for Jen, pull out his gun like he's ready to go. Jen don't need no help. That bitch is bad. She don't need no help. She literally hits him in the throat the right way, the right amount of quickness, and rushes his ass. The whole little auditorium is now in an uproar. You've got Bryce trying to help out, and then you have Eric coming from in the back to pick her up and carry her out as Bryce is trying to come out too. We see Arlene make her way to the motel, and of course Quiet Ann is relieved and thanks Desna for telling Arlene. And Arlene decides, you know what, I'm gonna take it up on myself. I'm about to go over to this casino and I'm gonna make a deal with Eminem. We're gonna clear this up. I'm gonna make a deal with them. And you know, Quiet Ann is like, I don't want you to be a dirty cop for me because of me. She's all like, we have a child on the way. I'm gonna do what I need to do, and she heads out. Well, back at the casino, Desmond decides, let me try this one more time, and I'm gonna state facts and facts only, because he said facts are friends. Dean operates logically, only in facts, only rationally. He does not think outside the box. So if you lay out all the particulars, maybe he'll get it, and that's exactly where Desna is going with this. She begins to tell Dean that Eminem wants to kill Ann because of what happened with Governor Patel. In addition, she tells him about her and Roller being kidnapped and then left for dead. Now, it's too much for him to process at this particular time, but she put the information out there. He's all like, I have to get back to the Mahjong tournament. She's like, fine, I'll let you play whatever Mahjong you want. You don't have to be with me. I just don't want you to be here in this space. Dean leaves, you know, goes to play Mahjong, and she's all like, well, we'll talk about it more later. You can actually see his brain starting to work, that he is affected. Arlene goes into Eminem's office and she states her case. Sounds good to me, sounds logical. I'll help you finish this off, but you'll have to cut off ties with Governor Patel. Desna walks in, says she can't find Ann, and then there's Arlene, so of course it's all a shock. Somebody between the two of them should have communicated it, because of course now it looks like Desna is covering up for Ann, which it was, she is. And Eminem say, we like Arlene, we like what she says. Desna's all like, so what do you think about it? Next thing you know, honey, we look at this, panned over to Arlene, and she gets slit in the throat. I originally thought it was Joe, but to see it was the professor, who is part of the Macau mob. He was like, I didn't like her. She was gonna be a problem. Now let's see about you guys. Y'all, oh God. So Arlene is dead? Who is Quiet Ann gonna blame for that? Desna most likely, because if it wasn't for Desna, they wouldn't have been in this mess. No, Arlene, take your responsibility, okay? You should open your mouth to your brother. Every man for themselves. The boat is sinking. I'm grabbing my lifeboat, my life jacket. I'm going to save myself. It's just what it is. It is human nature. Most people won't be like, let me grab mine and grab yours and help you out too. No, I'm going down. So you're out. I forgot to mention about Dr. Ken. When Toby was having issue with dealing with the whole Clay Brenda situation, he went over to the clinic and told Ken, hey, give me some drugs. Pretty much told Ken, You can figure it out. What am I supposed to do about the books? Figure it out. You here. I'm going to be a drug dealer. Whatever. So at this point, now Dr. Ken is a drug dealer. We've seen him go and take some pills over to the little druggie who was still in the same space that he left her. And told her, tell your friends, but I'm going by an alias. My name is Ishmael. Y'all, it's always a lot going on with these Claws episodes, okay? The biggest shocker, I knew somebody was going to die. I just didn't think it was going to be Arlene. That's going to break Quiet Ann's heart. I also want to know what that's going to do to Desna, her and Desna's relationship. What is that going to do with her and to her and her brother's relationship? Somebody let me know something. What about the dynamic between Eric and Jen? Are they going to fuck on the side? What about the dynamic between Eric and Virginia? Is she going to just help him heal and go on about her business and hope that Dean comes back around? Y'all, what about Toby? Toby's a mess. Toby's a wild card. Toby has to be watched. He killing Brenda or Clay or somebody. Or he gonna die. Maybe he gonna do an overdose with them pills. Look, I'm speculating, but I got a whole lot of questions. What did y'all think of this episode? Let me know down below in the comments. Listen, thank you so much for watching my review of Claws, season number 3, episode number 7, Chicken Pussy. If it's your first time visiting my channel, you should be clicking the red subscribe button because you should be wanting to be a ray of sunshine so that you don't miss a video I upload. You should also be clicking the notification bell, specifically as it relates to these Claws reviews, because that's what you're here for, right? Listen, and for me, because you like me and I know it's real, give me a thumbs up. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next video.